Hi, Barbie. Oh, wait. What's this? Um, Pierce? Hello. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this, guys. We have a bubble on my first villager here on the Dreamhouse. Ken, this is Barbie's Dreamhouse. What is going on? What should I do is the real question. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Life in the Dreamhouse. You're here at my Barbie Island, so I hope that you have yours to play with. We're going to be getting into this new series where I am playing with several different Barbies in the island and creating different sections for them based off of their occupations. Let's get comfy cozy as we jump into the Dreamhouse. Hi Barbie, and welcome in. Today, we're going to be doing lots of fun things, like terraforming and planning out the area for Ballerina Barbie. But before we get into all of that, we're going to start off with some Animal Crossing dailies. I'm original Barbie, so I kind of handle everything around the Dreamhouse, and I'm going to be taking you throughout my day. So let's start by checking our mail. I'll first go through all of the messages that don't have any sort of gift attached to them, and we'll toss anything that doesn't really pertain to my interests. We have this letter from Meringue, and she shares with me how she would love a space with books stacked to the ceiling. So maybe one day we'll have to make her a build with that theme. I do have a strawberry shortcake island and a YouTube series called The Berry Besties, which you can tune into every single Tuesday. So make sure you come back to my channel tomorrow if you want to see more Animal Crossing gameplay. We have even more letters from Meringue, and it looks like she has been a little restless. We're sending you some good night's sleep soon, bestie. Now we're going to go on to some more letters from my villagers. We have one of my first villagers, Rocket, who has sent us a letter with some nostalgic memories attached. Tell me, have you cringed on your past as well? I think for me, I'm not necessarily cringing at anything I used to do in the past, like the clothes I used to wear or the way I'd style my hair. But it is funny to see some of our villagers even cringing at their past selves. And then we have this beautiful pastel letter from my pastel queen, Diana, and it looks like she wants a visit from me. So today we'll have to go by her home and try to say hi to her in specific because she really wants to build upon our friendship. Now we'll open up this letter from Pierce that has a gift attached. And Pierce loves to work out. So it looks like they want to share the good health with us. And I love the way they signed off on this letter. Muscularly yours. We're going to open up that gift before we get to my dear friend Mulan's gifts. And it looks like I was correct. We ended up getting a pull-up bar stand. Alright, now we have our two special letters from Mulan. And if you didn't catch the first episode of Barbie's Dreamhouse, I encourage you to watch that back. I love the way this card looks, and I'm so excited for summer. This is Streaks Day 1 with Mulan. So sweet. Remember, friends, I am holding a competition currently, and I'm looking for the next Barbie to live on my island. Maybe you will be that person. More details are in my previous video and in the description below. Make sure you check that out before you leave this video today. Alright, so gift number 1 for the summertime vibes with Barbie is a snorkel mask. And of course, it's pink. So pretty. I'm honestly ready for an early morning dive right now. And truthfully, I think in the future, we'll definitely have to start off some of these videos with a nice relaxing swim around the island. Our second gift is some ballet slippers, which is so fitting because we will be working with Ballerina Barbie today. And I believe I already have the leotard that matches these, so I'm so excited to have the shoes to match. So perfect. With all these try-ons, I think it's time to go and get dressed for the day. So let's head inside of our home so we can pick out our perfect outfit in Barbie's closet. All right, Barbie's outfit of the day. Let's see what we can get on to kind of bring out the ballerina vibes and aesthetics that we're going for in today's video. In my last video with ballerina Barbie, I ended up putting her in a black tutu and some black ballet slippers. So I'm thinking if we should do something similar, like an homage to that aesthetic, or if I should go with more of a workout. There's so many cute little dainty tops that I feel like we can totally pull off as a ballerina. And oh my gosh, look at these polka dots. Wait, I think the polka dots are definitely the move today. But we're gonna keep checking some things. You know that we have the classic ballet outfit, but I am thinking I want to make it a little bit more layered or done up, if you will. And we also just have lots of cute costume style dresses that I think we can pull off for a ballerina look as well. And look at all the mermaid dresses. Once again, I'm pushing for that mermaid Malibu Barbie so heavily. I'll be looking over presentations on June 23rd. Look how many shell dresses there are. I couldn't imagine having a mermaid or Malibu Barbie. It would be way too fun. Okay, so going into the tops and bottoms again, I think I really loved the polka dot look. And since the ballerina I left off with was in a darker color palette, I think this would be such a vibe for today. Polka dot on polka dot vibes. And then we can pair it with a white pacifier. If you're wondering why I wear a pacifier, it's because I'm invested crybaby, and all of my community usually wears pacifiers to identify each other in the game. I'm thinking if I should go with a little bun moment or keep my hair down. It's so hard to choose. There's so many good hair styles in the game. I think we'll go with this darker bow moment and then we'll play around with some stockings. I feel like the gray is a little too much, so I'm going to go back to the bobby socks, keep it simple. Or maybe these white tights. I feel like the all polka dot would clash way too much, so we'll stick with the basic sock for today. And then as far as bags go, I don't really have anything to match this outfit. There is a few white bags, like mom's knapsack, and this shellfish pochette, as well as this messenger bag above us. I think I want to go with the shell pochette today to once again manifest for my summer Barbie. I'm hoping that's gonna be you, by the way. Alright, now that we're dressed, let's head out so we can start our dailies. Okay, so you may be wondering what we're going to be doing today, and I will be bringing up some Pinkprints for you super soon. But let's start with gifting some of our villagers, such as my first one, Pierce. I always gift my villagers fruit because it builds XP quickly, and that way I can save up the friendship points to gift them better gifts in the future. My vision is that every single one of my villagers will have a bunch of cute Dreamhouse style outfits to wear, and everyone will look amazing in the Dreamhouse, of course. So Pierce has checked off the list, but there's still so many other villagers that we'll need to gift. I noticed that my pockets are pretty full, so I'm going to place the gift that Pierce gave me, which, oh my gosh, is super cute. It's giving school vibes. perfect for a teacher Barbie area on my island. And we're just gonna go and put away some of these items. I'm notorious for having a super full storage. If you watch back my last video, I literally got 600 items just to decorate 2 rooms in the house. I love having a lot of stuff. I am a maximalist queen. So I won't be putting in items that I don't think will fit my theme or I feel like I can get at a later date if needed. And all of the items I do leave in my pocket, I will donate later on. So we're just gonna keep some essentials that I think I'll like. And I was gonna put all of the curtain partitions and ladders over into my storage, but I do think I want to put them outside since we will be decorating a little tiny bit today. Speaking of decorating and what we're going to be up to today, here are today's Pinkprints for you friends. So on the list of to-dos, we will be getting ready with Barbie, which we've already done, tackle our Animal Crossing dailies, which includes mail streaks, villager gifting. We're also going to be looking for the DIY bottle. And then later in the video, you'll actually get to see Barbie terraforming and planning out Ballerina Barbie section. And we will start to decorate that a little bit as mentioned before. I'm so excited for what we're going to be up to today, so let's get back into the gameplay. We are currently trying to see if any of the customized curtains in my pocket happen to match the floral print on the back wall here. And it doesn't seem that any of them do, but that's okay because these bow striped curtains are going to be so perfect for Ballerina Barbie. So we will take these and just kind of place them outside her home. My vision with this island is that each section has a different wallpaper since this is a dream house. So the overall island has a base wallpaper, which is the floral one you see in the background on the curtains. And then each area dedicated to a Barbie will have a different wallpaper that matches their theme. Again, I think that these stripes with the little bows will be so perfect for Ballerina Barbie. It kind of represents that dainty aesthetic that I'm looking for. Now that we've sorted through our items, we can continue on with greeting villagers. Pierce and Chrissy are chatting, so I'm curious to see what they're up to. Watching Chrissy entertain Pierce in his sports and showing him her own moves is so cute. And him mentioning that he wouldn't be able to focus if she showed up to a tournament is such a ship sort of ordeal. So I'm gonna go and grab Chrissy a cheerleading uniform so that we can set this connection in motion. Now I have a bunch of colors of the cheerleading uniform and I'm debating between pink and blue. I literally feel like the scene in Sleeping Beauty.
No, not pink. Make it blue. Merryweather. Make it pink.
In the end, I decided that I'm gonna stick with pink. This way it can match her, just in case I never end up getting Francine here on the island. So we're gonna speed up the process of meeting the rest of the villagers, a part of our Animal Crossing daily routine. And this is because today's video is all about the terraforming, so I want to make sure that we can get to the point of this video a little faster and we can get into the creative aspects. So usually I always greet all of my villagers and we were able to see majority of them. A few of them were asleep like Rocket, and I ended up finding my message bottle as well. And then I wanted to see who I was missing, and the only villagers I had seen were Diana and Ione. So I stopped by Ione's house to gift them, and I was hoping to see Diana at some point later in the day. So I'm just clearing out the board, just finishing up these dailies, and now we're gonna get on to the mail sending segment. I usually do streaks with my audience members, and if you want to be a part of them, make sure to drop your Switch friend code down below, and I may add you on my Switch. Usually, every single video, I send out different gifts to a handful of my viewers and one surprise gift to a random friend in my friends list. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pick out items from my storage. Most times I'll go to the Nook shopping in the ATM and pick things from there, but I do want to make sure I'm reserving space and also giving my friends things that match their island's themes. So we're just gonna go through my items, and if I have any duplicates or anything cutesy that matches their vibes, we'll pick them out so that we can wrap them up and mail them off as today's streaks. And we'll be doing day 2 streaks today, so I'm really excited. We're still really early on in our reset of streaks. I'm gonna pick this panda for my friend Mulan, and I think I really like the red tricycle up there, but I'm just gonna check if there's some other items. No, I think I'm gonna take it in just a second, and I want to gift this one to my friend Cash Champ. It gives Berry Bestie vibes, which is our collab series, and it also gives Hello Kitty. Then I picked that mini car for my friend Heather, and they are doing a musical island, and I know that they're gonna have a Grease musical section, so I figured I can send the car for Danny and Grease to work on, if you've ever seen that movie. And I just need one more friend to send a gift to, so I'm gonna go and pick out one final gift for my friend Mina. She is the current Barbie that we're working with on the island, so I think I'm just gonna send her a ballerina dress, and we'll wrap that up and send it her way as well. And then I realized that we will have to go into the ATM later so that we can send a surprise gift to one lucky viewer, so stay tuned for that. So at this point, I'm taking wrapping paper and gently wrapping each of the gifts for my friends, color-coded to match their island themes. This also helps me remember which gift is going to who, especially when you have a lot of people to send mail to. My dream one day is to have a full pocket of mail to send out to friends and maybe make it a whole video. So I'm just putting this wrapping paper back, and we're gonna make our way over to the airport, as that's where the post office is. Then I'll write gentle, kind messages to each of my friends and hope that they send them back to me in the future. Now that we've made it to the post office, it's time to finally send out our letters. I decided to go with Mulan first, and I think I'm going to send them this koi pond themed goldfish card. I feel like this will match their island and give such gentle zen vibes, and that's kind of what I'm going for. Now let's choose the next friend to send a letter to, which I think I'm going to send over to Hello Keys. And for this card, I'm going to try to go with a purple color scheme to bring out all the different vibes that her island has. Instead of writing Dear Cass, I'm going to write Hello Kitty because their island theme is Hello Kitty. I just think this would be a cute little pun to have included on this letter. Okay, for my third friend, we're gonna send our gift to Heather. And the card theme I'm going to go with is like this race card, darker, cool card, which is kind of funny because in Greece, Danny Zuko is always like, cool. And that's what the gifts theme is based on. I'm also going to address this letter to Rydell High, as that's the setting that Grease, the movie, takes place in. Remember, this friend has a musical themed island. For my final streaks, I'll be sending a letter to Ballerina Mina. And I'm just gonna go with the simplistic card theme. I like to address Mina as her character on the island, so we're gonna edit the beginning. And I just sent them a ballerina dress, so we'll write a message to tie in with that. If you haven't seen the latest episode, I did create a build inside Ballerina Mina's home, and it's a little shopping store for ballerina clothes, and then a dressing room as well. So for this card, I'm going to act like I got the leotard from the store I recently built for her. Now that all of our friends' letters have been sent out, let's head over to the resident service so we can send out the final letter of the day. We're going to be sending a special gift to one friend in my friends list. Okay, so basically how the surprise gift segment works is I usually go into a category, close my eyes, and kind of go back and forth between what category I will land on. So first we're going to go into this category, which is full of items, and then I'm going to just take you back and forth between the different options, removing the not for sale items out of the list, and then I'll just kind of close my eyes again and scroll up and down until I land on a random gift, and that is usually the surprise gift or the friend in my mailing list. Once I have a surprise gift in hand, which today is going to be this puppy plushie, which I really love the pink variation, we're going to click a friend. And once again, I just close my eyes and kind of scroll up and down, mixing up the name list and land on a lucky friend. So this time I'm going with Alyssa, who happens to also be a Barbie on my island, Astronaut Barbie. And we're just gonna send them a gentle letter, surprising them with a brand new puppy. It is finally time to start the terraforming in the Dreamhouse. We've successfully completed all of our dailies, and now I'm ready to start fully working on the terraforming for this island's map. In my pocket, I do have an incline, and I have already cleaned up the space so that the items aren't in our way. We're going to be taking things down, adding things too, and my first job over here is definitely going to be putting in a new incline. I'd like for the two to be completely across from each other, so everything's really tight knit like a real dream house would feel. Here we go. The island designer cap is coming on and the work begins. I think one of my favorite parts about Animal Crossing is designing the map. Terraforming different shapes and using waterscaping to highlight them really brings my visions to life and helps me to portray the ideas I have for the island onto the actual canvas that they provide you in the game. So this is one of my favorite parts when playing the game. Just having different sections represent different areas with different symbols or shapes. Putting that incline in is going to be so satisfying because I really want the island to feel tight-knit like a real dollhouse. Going back and forth, up and down stairs, and feeling just slightly crammed as your oversized doll moves around the Dreamhouse areas built. My plan for this next area is definitely to recreate what you just saw in the astronaut Barbie section. So we're going to quickly kind of go around and put some cliffs up to kind of make a box shape area, which will have the villager's house be sunken in its entirety. I'm curious though, as you watch me terraform and plan parts of my island's map, are you more of a waterscaping person or a terraforming person? Or do you like to decorate your island as is without removing any of its natural fauna and flora? My biggest fear with this area is that it may be a little bit too tight, but that's not going to stop me from trying my best to make it work. I have a lot of big visions for Ballerina Barbie, like an ice bath section, and of course, a recital performance area. And some of these builds will definitely have to be indoor designs, but because the Dreamhouse is an entirely indoor based island, I feel like I can get away with making a lot of these builds outside as well. I'm not too sure what my decorations will be like for the islands so far, but I am confident that I want everything to look pretty seamless, which means all of the cliffs are going to be aligned with any cliffs that were prematurely placed. My idea for this area is that we're going to be walking above, and then at some point we'll have an incline bring you down. So I don't think we're going to need those cliffs, but I'm not going to rush my way into breaking down the full portion of it just yet. In a little bit, we'll go ahead and say hi to Diana, since she did write me a letter earlier saying that she longs for my company and friendship. But for now, I really want to stick to the terraforming of this area for Ballerina Barbie. Part of me has this vision for this area that maybe has an open face in this section. Already, I feel like the villager home is way too close to these cliffs. But before I go breaking down the hard work that I just put up, I think I'm going to rearrange where I plan to place the villager's home, at least bringing it up a space. A villager's home size is 4 by 4, so as long as we keep the square space 4 by 4, it doesn't really matter where it goes. And I'm definitely trying to keep it aligned with everything that's behind it. I think I like how that looks, so now we're going to add some cliffs to this side to really box it in, and I'm thinking about shortening the waterscaping as well. I use these lines of water to emphasize my map and the sections of it, but I do think it's a little bit in the way, so we may get rid of that and this cliff over here on the right side. Now that I really like the villagers area though, I'm going to start walking through and putting down that pink wooden floorboard. This is going to really bring the overall area to life and start to get you into the dream house mindset and aesthetic. I absolutely love the way that this code alone brings things to life, and I'm so excited to see this area start to grow and develop into a full dream home space for our next dreamy villager. Speeding this process up so that way you don't have to sit here and watch me put down a million and one paths. You can see that the pink is really bringing things to life and really helping emphasize the vision I have when it comes to this villager's home plans. I'm really excited to not only work on this area, but bleed it into the next one. So once I'm done putting down the floorboards here, I may just continue to extend it over to the right side over here. This is where I plan to put actual Ballerina Mina's house, so I'm excited to bring this whole area to life. Before I go and put down the floorboards over there, I'm going to quickly grab some of the curtains that were already customized. That way we can see the area with the wallpaper put up on said walls. Again, if you haven't been really following along, that's okay. I am making the entire island feel like it's indoors, so we really will need a lot of these curtain partitions, especially covered in designs that represent the different Barbies' aesthetics. I definitely fell in love with the way that this looked very quickly and decided that I wanted to go through with putting them all up throughout this area before going on to the next one. So we're going to quickly put up all the customized curtains that we have and then pick up enough to cover the rest of the area and quickly customize them. So far so great, everything is looking so cutesy and very nicely covered. And then it came to this point when I realized that this space is not enough to fit a curtain partition. And since I know that this is going to take even more work to fix, I figured we'd take a break at this point to chat with Diana, since we've been wanting to speak with her like all day long and catch up on what her day's been like. Alright, now it's time to get back to work. Since the curtain partition didn't fit properly, I decided that I would try to break down some walls and maybe extend some. And I'm also thinking about adding the incline in towards the end of this area versus the right side of it. So I'm adding down more floorboards, extending it off into Barbie's area as well. And at this point, I'm really loving the way that this area looks. So let's quickly take a break to see what campsite visitor has paid the Dreamhouse a visit today. Just in case it's a cute villager, I decided to take my construction cap off. And before I can go inside, I have to get this balloon just in case it has something cute in it. You know, we're really trusting this island and all of the faith of fate within it. Earlier, I also popped a balloon, and I ended up getting a gold nugget out of that one. And then I got the snowflake pochette. Beautiful, beautiful gifts out of the sky today. Alright, it's finally time to stop stalling and check out who's inside our campsite. It's Punchy. This is really not even a bad visitor in the campsite at all. Unfortunately, I am looking for a specific villager right now, which is Blanche, so we won't be taking Punchy today. But it was nice to see an unknown face on the island for a little bit. As we head back to decorating, I decided to stop by the residence service quickly to pick up another incline. I have this new vision that the incline will go on the left side of the villager home, so let's ask Tom Nook for that. As I'm walking by KK, I hear he's playing one of my favorite songs. So I'm gonna take a seat next to Meringue real quick to catch the tail end of it. Heading back over to the Ballerina Barbie area. It's time to put in that beautiful white incline. So jump over there with me real quick so we can place that down and continue planning out the terraforming for this area. So the incline turned out perfect, and I really like the flow of traffic from one area to the next. I am a little worried though, because that means we will have to decorate the outskirts of this area, and I was able to successfully block off the beach area an astronaut Barbie section, but I think we can make it work, and if not, we can always rearrange. This is what it looks like on the map, and I really like all the different ups and downs that it shows in this corner so far. We do need to be careful because you only get 10 inclines, and we're using half of them right now. Pulling back out our construction cap, I think I'm going to shorten the water. Again, I used the water to separate the areas on the map and bring a lifted look to each section, but I feel like this water is definitely going to be in the way, so we will shorten it just a little bit. And even after shortening the water, you can see it doesn't make too big of a difference on the map, and honestly could be completely cut entirely if needed in the future. Now that we have a vision sort of semi-placed on the left side here, I'm going to get to work on the right side. This way, Ballerina Barbie can move their home over to their area soon. I talked about this earlier, but I do think I'll remove this cliff to make space for her home. And now that we've cleared out space, I'm going to align Astronaut Barbie and Ballerina Barbie's houses together, as well as use cliffs to cover the entire back area. This way we don't see Astronaut Barbie section from Ballerina section. I want to be able to walk through each section as a surprise, so I think this will turn out nice and also help us cover up some of the unrealistic feelings of the dream house, like the water grid lines. Now that we have this wall to cover up majority of Astronaut Barbie's space, I'm going to lay pathing down to plan out where Ballerina Barbie's home will go, keeping in mind that I want it aligned with the house behind it for map purposes. I've also decided to leave space on the right side in case we want to be able to walk through to that other section. Pulling up the map, I realize I placed down the marker for Ballerina's home one square space low, so I'm going to rearrange it and remark it on the ground, actually bringing it 2 square spaces up, as I believe that will even everything out on both sides. And just double checking the map, this looks evened out and aligned with the houses behind and to the left hand side. So we're just going to bring that back down one more just to fully make sure. It's always important to kind of look back and forth between the maps so that way you kind of know where exactly you want buildings to land if you are going for a specific style of design or a symmetrical placement. Okay, so now we finally have that map open and everything is perfectly placed. And soon we'll be able to move Ballerina Mina's home over to this area. I am in love with how this map is looking so far, and I feel like it's really starting to look more and more like a real dollhouse or dream house in this case. Now that everything is set in place, I'm going to extend the pink wooden floorboards over to Ballerina's home. However, I'm not going to go too far because I realize that I may want to go in when decorating and incorporate lots of rugs and different floor decor. So I'm just going to extend it just a little bit here to give you that visual effect. And while we have the pathing out and the construction cap on, I'm just going to bring the same wooden pathing onto the top area here, and even possibly around the area, just to cover each of the snowy path pieces and really start to bring this area to life as an indoor dream house. And now that we've covered majority of the floorboards with the pink wooden code, I'm gonna call Ballerina Mina so she can bring her home over to this area and we can prep for the next video, which will come out next Monday, and we'll be decorating her household. So here's Mina running to the resident service to talk to Tom Nook about their house being moved over to this new area. And now Ballerina Mina has their home officially in their own location next to their upcoming dreamy villager. This area is going to look so amazing and it's going to be so much fun to decorate. I am so excited. And now that she has helped us move her home along, I'm going to call back myself, the original Barbie. That way we can finish up on this area's planning for the day. Hi Barbie, and oop, wait a second. As we're coming back to finish up our day's work, it looks like we have a villager ready to move out. And in what perfect timing as well. Just after finishing everything with Ballerina Barbie, it looks like Pierce is wanting to leave. This is a little bittersweet for me because Pierce is one of the first villagers living on the Dreamhouse Island, and they were the perfect Ken for the time being. Major dramatic pause, contemplating. Well, until I decide if Pierce should be the official Ken of this island one day, I think we're gonna have to wish him good luck. It is always so bittersweet saying goodbye to a villager, and honestly, this island will feel a little bit different, dare I say empty, without this dreamy on the land. But none of our villagers are guaranteed except for Ione, and I am excited to give Ballerina Mina her dreamy of choice in this area super soon. And honestly, I think there would be no better conclusion than to see if we can actually move Pierce's home into the ballerina area to prep for that open plot coming soon to the island. So let's test that out with Tom Nook and Isabel. So while we can't move a house with a villager who plans to move, we know that in the next episode you'll definitely get to see who fills in Pierce's plot, and I'm excited about that. Thank you so much for watching today's video, friends. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, I have new episodes coming out every single day on my YouTube channel. So tune in Mondays for Dreamhouse Journeys. And tomorrow I'll have a new Strawberry Shortcake Island video for you. Until the next one.